This conference will now be recorded.
So yeah, so we have seen creation of files, creation of directories, copying the data, moving the data, deleting the content, deleting the directories, and some base commands. So now some important commands we are now from here, some important commands we are going to see. Those will be used for our day-to-day life and also for the interview sake. Right? So in that, the command is find. So here, usually in our any if I take any Windows OS there, if I want to search any file, simply what we are going to do, we'll go to the particular location. Suppose I want to search a file in the D drive, so I'm going to click on the D drive. Then here I'm going to search it like that. That is the easiest process. But when it comes to Linux, there everything is a command, so we need to run the command to for your requirement. So now to find anything in our Linux, find is the command. Find is the command if you want to find a file or a directory, right? So now let's see. So here the find syntax is find, location, type, name. This is the find command syntax. So the location is nothing but, like in our Windows C drive, D drive, we are going to mention the particular drives or folders. So here also we can specify the location if you want to search in a specific directory, or if you want to search in the entire system. Like likewise, you can specify the location, then type. So now the type is nothing but here what you want to find. You want to find a file or you want to find a directory. That's what the type. And the name. What is the file name or the directory name? So this is what the complete syntax of the find command. Now let's see with the examples. So now here ls, I have a file called application.log. I want to find this file whether it is exist or not, application or log. So now here where I am in the directory called root, present working directory. So now I want to find in my current directory, wherever I am in the current directory, I would like to find whether the file called application.log is available or not. So now here the syntax find current location. Current means you can give dot. Dot will represent pick the current location, or we can use the location root. So this is what my current location actually, right? So now here you can give the path, or simply if you want to refer any current location, then simply can use dot. Then type, hyphen type, what you want to find. You want to find file or directory. I want to find the file. Yep. Then hyphen name, what is the file name? So my file name is application.log. Right now here in the current directory, means in the root folder, in the root directory, there is a file called application.log, and also the same file is present in the sample directory also in the current directory, right? So now here you can see dot means current directory, nothing but the slash root. So now go to the sample and see, yes, the file is available. So likewise, we can find a file or directory by using find command. So now here if I open the directory, there I can see directly the application.log file. Yes, the file is available. For that, I don't require to run the find command. Right. Now the find command will be useful when you don't know the location. Right, when you don't know the location, there the find command will be very useful. A simple real-time use case. Right. So now we joined as a DevOps guy. So right. So now Rajesh joined as a DevOps lead into one of the organization. Now, on a sudden one day, the Jenkins server went down. So now here you need to go and see what is the issue, why the server is down. Then based on the reason, go and fix it. So now how we are going to know what is the issue, why the server is went down? Only the party will be the logs. When you go and verify the logs, then only you will come to know what is the issue. Right. So now here, how we are going to know where the log file is located, and what is the log file name of the Jenkins, right? So whoever configure the Jenkins, that guy will know the file location, but he is not available by that time. Now as a DevOps lead, you should not ask the person to hey man, tell me the log file location, right? Because this is a common thing for us, common thing for the DevOps work, like the log files locations, mount points, likewise. Those are the common things for us actually. You should, as an experienced guy, you should not ask such kind of silly questions. They will treat as a these are the silly questions. Means you are the fake. Simple. So now here, now I don't know the file name and I don't know the location. Then how I am going to come to know where the file is located and what is the file name? So there the find command is very handy for us, right? So now here I don't know the file name and also I don't know the location, even though I can figure it out. So how? So with the find. So now here find the entire system structure. Entire system structure is slash, right? So if I go to the cd slash, it will be switched to slash, nothing but the entire system structure. ls, you can see all the main folders, the OS folders, right? So now if I search inside the slash, nothing but is going to search all the folders, directories, nothing but the entire system. Then it is going to give the information if it exists or not. So now here, because I don't know the location, that is the reason I'm going to search the entire system, right? So now here find slash hyphen type f, because I'm going to look for the files. So now here using the wildcard characters, using the wildcard character starts, because I don't know the file name, then my extension I know it should be always the log file dot log, enter, right? Now here you can see inside the var directory there is a log directory. Inside the log we can see application.log. Inside the root I can see application.log. Inside the root sample application.log, right? So likewise, so now these two are in the root directory and this is in the var directory, right? So now here by seeing the name, right, by seeing the name I will come to know is a Jenkins file or not. Basically if it is Jenkins log, we are going to give name convention like Jenkins ca server.log or Jenkins build mission.log or Jenkins.log, like that we are going to give. Now by seeing the name you will come to know, okay, this is a log file. Now the location I can know, right? So this is the location. So likewise the find command is very handy for us, right? So now here with the find, if you know the file name, directly can get the file name, or if you don't know the file name, then you can go with the wildcard characters with the something like extensions or some part of string, something like that, right? So now I would like to find the directories. I want to find the opt directory, right? So now if you want to find a directory, then find slash hyphen type, then d for the directory, then hyphen name opt, enter. Now see, four places the opt directory is present. One is under the system structure slash, right? So this is the one slash opt. The other one is under the etc directory, we are having only one opt. Under where we are having one opt, and in this location. So likewise wherever the opt directory is present, it displayed on the console, right? So now here with the find command you can find the files or you can find the directories also, right? So now here I am going to give one more example. Find dot hyphen name application dot log, find hyphen type f. So any difference between this command and this command? No difference, right? Even though if I run the command, the output what I am going to get here, the same output I am also getting here for the this command also, right? So here I skipped out the type part. The type part is skipped here. So means here I am not going to tell whether I am going to search for the file or directory. Simply I have given the find location name. Here specifically I am mentioning I want to search the files, right? So now here I can see the same output here also. Then what is the use of giving here? Right. So now here, when the moment we skip the type option, then it will go and search for the file or the directory with the name whatever we have provided here. Right. So now here, what I'm going to do, ls search devops. Now this is a file. This is a file I have created. So now I will go to sample. Now here I'm going to create devops. Now this is a directory, right? So now here with the same name, I have a file and I have a directory. The file is located under the root, right? So now here ls pwd. Now here the file is located under the root directory. Then the devops directory is present located under the sample, which is under the root. Right. So now in two different places, I have a file and I have a directory. So now here I am going to search for find current location, then hyphen name devops. See here. Now this is a directory. It's not a file. Sample devops. Under root, under sample, I have a devops directory. That's what here. And this is a file. Right. So now here, when you skip the type option, it is going to search for the directory as well as the file. Now here, if you want to look, if you are looking for specifically file, then you are going to give the type option. If you are looking for specifically the directory, then you are going to give the type option D. Otherwise, you can ignore the type option in the find command. Right. So likewise with the find command, we can find the files or directories. Right. So now here.
Shankar, I got a doubt,
Yes.
Shankar.
Yes. Yes.
When you said like if we are not giving the type and searching
Yes.
for DevOps, I think whether it is searching for only the name of the thing which actually we have given on the find command, or is it searching for all the like whether it is a whether it is a file or folder? We don't know, right?
So here when we skip the type option, it will search for
Yeah, yeah,
both files and directory with the name devops.
DevOps. So we don't know whether the displayed the results which are displayed below the command like sample DevOps and DevOps. So we don't know
Yeah.
that whether
So
that is a
now,
file or
yeah, exactly. Here you are not able to find whether it's a directory or file. So now
yeah.
here what I am going to do,
Oh, okay.
with the ls, right? This is the option we will see actually. So now here I can see the devops is a file.
Okay.
Okay. So now here inside the sample ls hyphen l sample, you can see it's a directory. Like that with the commands you can get the information actually. But here, yes, by seeing here you are not going to tell whether it's a file or directory. But anyway, we know the path, right? Now we can go to the path and there also can run the command ls hyphen l, so that you will come to know whether it's a file or directory. Combination of commands.
Okay, okay, Shankar. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So now here with the find we can what is it called find the files or directory. Then here there are n number of options are available with the find, right? So we'll see some options. Usually these options are using to ask our interview questions, but right now people are not showing interest on linux side, so no one is asking that many questions on the linux side. So but earlier, yes, when I was in the devops, like when I started my devops career, by that time most of the questions are from the linux, like by asking the n number of options. So based on that I have prepared this material, but right now these many options are no one is asking. If anyone is trying to ask one or two comments, something like that. But anyway, I will go through some of the options, then you guys can practice the other options. So now here, so the one of the important means one of the intro type question is here is I want to find all the empty files. This is not an empty file. DevOps, it is an empty file, 0. This is also not an empty file, right? So as of now, only the DevOps is empty file in my current location. Right. So now here I would like to see again if any files are there in the directories, empty files, those also I want to see all the empty files in my current directory called root. Right. So now here the empty files can be fetched by with the help of find command. Find current location, then -type whether you want to find empty files or directories. I want to find the empty files. F then -empty is the option. When the moment we give the empty option, then it's going to search in the current location, nothing but under the root. Under the root, it is going to search for all the empty files. Sample.txt is an empty file. Hello.py, which is under the Git repo, it is also an empty file. DevOps.txt, like in the Git repo, we have a child directory called Ansible repo. Under that, Docker file is also empty file. Like many empty files are there. Here, our DevOps that can be found here. Right. So likewise, if you want to find all the empty files in the current location or in any specific location or entire system by using the find command. If you want to find the empty directories, then simply replace the F with D so that it will look for the empty directories. These are all the empty directories: branch, pack, info, branches, tags, all are empty directories. Inside the sample, we have created just now we have created the DevOps, right? So that DevOps is also an empty directory. So likewise, we can find the empty files and empty directories with the help of empty option of the find command. Right, so that's what here I have explained, empty files and empty directories. Then here, sometimes people use to ask a question like, I want to see the modified files in the last 50 days or last 1 week, something like that. Or I want to see the accessed files 7 days back or 2 days back, something like that. Right. So now based on the time, I want to see the modified files or accessed files. Right. So that can be possible with the help of the find command and with the option called -m time. M time is nothing but modified time. A time is nothing but the accessed time. The files which are read last couple of days are the files which are modified in the last couple of days, like that. Right. So now here I'm going to take find. Right. In the last 50 days, no files are modified because it's a fresh mission. So we created hardly 1 week back or so. So again, also there is no files are modified, something like that. So here I'm going to give 1. So like these are the files that get modified past 1 day. So likewise, we can see the modified files based on the time period, like 1 day, 1 day or 2 days or 10 days or something like that. If you want to see the accessed files, not the modified files, accessed files then can be found with the help of -a time. These files are accessed by the system or by the people. -a time. These are the entry questions actually. Then if you want to see like the files which are changed in the last 1 hour or 10 minutes, then you can use the CMN, change minutes. This is the minutes format, like that. So now if you want to see based on the size, I want to find all the 50 MB size files. That 50 MB files are not existing in my system. Then I'm going to use suppose 50K. 50K KBs. K means KBs, M means MBs, G for GBs. Right. So these are the files which are with the 50K or more than 50K. Likewise, we can find the files based on the size also. Finding a file based on the size, finding a file, the modified files based on the time frame, the actual files based on the time frame, or based on the time frame. The time frame is nothing but on the days or on the minutes wise. Right.
Shankar,
So,
sorry, Shankar. What is the difference between modified and changed here?
modified means if any file is modified, like I have added some text into the file.
Okay.
Access means the file which are read. Just I opened the file. That's it. I have accessed it, not changed anything.
But there is one But you said like C minute minus C minutes that is there, right?
This is it, right? So this is nothing but on the minute wise. Usually the earlier one is on the days wise time.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
now here the time 50 minutes, 50 days. Here the minutes part actually. 10 minutes, 5
Uh,
minutes, like that.
okay,
1 hour, 2
okay,
hours.
okay. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so these are the these are the interview questions actually, but usually in the real time, very rarely we are going to use this question, these options. But the first one, like finding a file and directory, is the one which is important for us actually. The rest of the
Okay,
options will be part of our interviews actually. So
okay.
then, yeah, then the next command is grep. This is also one of the important command for our day-to-day life and also for the interview sake. So now here, what is the grep here? So now in the Linux, the grep is nothing but if you want to search a word in the file or in a group of files, right? So now here, suppose I am going to take one file. So we'll see what exactly the file is. So as of now, I'm going to take the one of the file called passwd into my current location. So now this file passwd I have copied from the etc directory, right? etc directory, another this is the file. Then current, that means current location where you want to copy into my current location. So now
Mm-hmm.
if I open the file, there I can see some content is there. So now here I want to find the word operator in the
Okay.
file. So now how we are going to find? Now we know one mechanism, nothing but with the VA editor, right?
Yeah.
We have discussed about the editor, right? So VA, and I'm going to open the file, then backslash, then what is the word you want to find? Operator,
Operator.
right? Then enter, so that your cursor will move to the operator, right? So here the cursor can be blinking here, right? If I enter n, then it will go to the next occurrence. If I enter n again, that's it. It hit the bottom, right? With the help of VA editor, we can find a word in the file, right? But not in the multiple files, a group of files. And individually, I can go to the VA, I can open the file, and I can find the word, right? Then we have an alternate. Apart from the VA editor, we have a command called grep. With the grep, you can find a word in a single file or group of files. And also, we can do many things, not only simply searching a file. Okay, let's see. So now here the grep syntax is grep, then the word, what is the word you want to find, and the location of the file or files. So this is the grep syntax. So now here the same example I'm going to take. So in my PSSW file, I have a word called operator. Now I want to find this operator without using the VA editor. Now the grep, and I'm going to place operator. Then my file name is PSSWD. Since the file is in the same location, that is the reason simply directly I'm giving the file. Suppose the file is in different location, then what I need to do? I need to give the entire path where the file is located. Enter. Now we can see, yes, the operator is found inside the file. This is the record. Right. So now with the grep, we can find a word in a file or a bunch of files, nothing but the grep and what is the word you want to find, then followed by the file name. Right. So now here I am trying to do some modification in the file. So now here there is a record with the word called root. So now here I am going to change. Sorry, I am going to repeat this root record. Then here I am going to modify smaller r to caps R. Wherever the root is present, there I have changed from the smaller to R. So now there are two records with the word called root. In one of the record, R is lower, and in one other record, R is caps. Now save it. Now try to search grep root, then PASSWD. Okay. In some other record also we have the root, but not the one which I have modified right now. Right. So now here only the lowercase root is fetched, but not the uppercase root into my output, into my console. right?
So is
So
it
now
case
here what the, yes, exactly. Here the what the grep is going to do, whatever the word you are sending here, the same word will be taken and it is going to fetch on the file, case sensitive, right? So now the root is the lower one, the root is matches. Now here, if I want to search the caps one, then simply I need to use caps are here. Now I'm going to get the caps one, but the root is a root, whether it's a caps or lower, the word is same. So now my requirement is whether it's a lower or caps or I want to get the records, not like only the caps record or only the smaller, because I want to find the word of root is a lowercase or uppercase. So there we are going to use the options with the grep command. So now here, this is my grep command. Now I'm going to use the options. The one is here hyphen I. Hyphen I is nothing but ignore the case sensitiveness. Don't bother about the case sensitiveness. Ignore it. Then enter. Now again we can see here the caps also came, the lower also came. This is the one, the option. Right. So now here likewise here I have a word called bin. Right. So now the bin is present in the record 1, 2, 3, 3 places, and here it is a part of S bin, not the exact bin here. Here the bin is located. Bin. Here the bin is located, but here is a combination with the S. So likewise, the bin is placed in different location with some other characters or standalone bin like that. Right. So now here I want to find the word called bin. Right. So now here, if you want to find the word bin, then simply grab, ignore the case sensitiveness, bin and PSSWD. Now see, almost every record fetched and displayed on the console, bin, these are the two fine, and this is also fine, but here it's a combination. In this record is a combination. Here also it's a combination. All right. So here see RPC bind. Here the bin is present. That is the reason it fetched out. Right. This is not the requirement. I am looking for only the bin, not like the combinations. Right. So now here the grep command will go and take the word and will fetch in the each and every record of the file. Then if any record is having with the word bin, then obviously it's going to pull it out. So the same thing happened here. In the RPC bind, but the bin is exists. That is the reason the record is pulled out. Now my requirement, I want to see only the bin records, not with any combination, nothing but these records. I don't want the combination of something like that. Right. So there we are going to use the option called grep then W. W is nothing but word, exact word. Right. So now here I am looking for the exact word bin. The bin can be a caps or lower. I don't bother about. Enter. Now see, wherever the record is having only the bin, those are pulled out, not other records. Likewise, we can fetch the record by taking the exact word, not like is a part of any word or any string. Right. So now likewise, I want to fetch the record. Right. So now if when the moment I give the bin, I got only the bin records. Now I want the rest of the records. I don't want to have the bin records. The rest of the records I want to pull it into my console. I want to display in the output. Right. Inverse mode, reverse mode. Right. So whatever the word you are looking for, don't pull the words for the same record, don't pull the records for the same word. Instead of the unmatched records has to be pulled out. So there we can use the option called V inverse, so that it is going to ignore the records which are having the bin word and is going to pull the rest of the records from the file. Now these are all the records which are not having any specific bin keyword, a standalone bin keyword here in these records. Combination is fine because I'm not going to bother about the combination. I'm going to bother about the exact word. I require the exact word with any case sensitive in the inverse mode. So right, whatever the word records are there, I want to skip those records likewise. So then here usually we are going to receive sometimes a kind of requirements. Right, so now let me open the file again. Right, this is the file which is going to have this file. This file is going to have all the users information of the current system. PASSW is the file which is going to have the users information of the current system, current server, wherever you are in. Right. So now here, what is the user information? If I take this one, this is the username, and this is the encrypted password of the user, and this is the user ID. This is the group ID, and it is a description of the user, and this is the home location of the user, and it is the shell for the user. Now here we have a record for each and every user in the file called PSWD. Now the record is having the content of user information, username, encrypted password, user ID, group ID, description of the user, home location, and the shell. Right. So now here I'm going to take vi, the file name. So now here what I am going to do, I am going to create a record here. Two records I have created. Then this record I'm going to change as it is a shutdown, it is a shutdown. Right. So now here, as I said, this is the username. Now shutdown is a username here, shutdown is a username here. And these are the encrypted passwords, user IDs, group IDs, description, home location, and the shell path. So now here, I am going to search for the user called shutdown. So what I'm going to do, grep, forget about the case sensitive, exact word, then your word is shut down. And this is the file, PSWD. Enter. Now see, you got two records. Now what is the impression? Yes, shutdown is a user is present two times. Right, because I'm going to look for the user called shutdown. It is going to give you an output of two records, means shutdown is present, shutdown as a user present two times, but it is completely wrong. Right, because yes, this is a shutdown record and this is a username, we got it. That is fine. Because I'm looking for the shutdown user. But here, this is not the username. This is a description. This is the username. But what my grep is done, it is looking for the shutdown. Wherever the shutdown is present, the record is pulled out. But my requirement is, I don't bother about the other part. I want the record, nothing but the username from the list. Right. So now here, this record has to be skipped out because he is not the user of shutdown. He is a shutdown. This is the shutdown. So there, this command is not going to work. This option is not going to work. Right, because I'm looking for the usernames, not for the other content. So now here we are going to use some regular expressions. So now here one of the expression, cap symbol. Now what the cap symbol is going to do? What the cap symbol is going to do? It is going to search for the record which is present in the first location, first occurrence of the file. Sorry, I mean to say the record, not the file. So now it will go and search in the each and every record of Sorry, I'm speaking on the mute. So now what happened here? When the moment I gave the cap symbol in the grep command, it will go and search each and every record, whether the shutdown is there or not. But in the first location, first occurrence, not in the other part. It is not going to touch the other part. The first location, first occurrence, we are going to search whether this word is present or not. So that is the reason here in the first location shutdown is there, the record is pulled out. Right? Right, the record is pulled out. Now here the shutdown is present in the second occurrence, not in the first occurrence. That is the reason this record is skipped out. So likewise, we can know whether the user is exist or not, right? So now usually we are going to receive the requirement of, we are going to get the list of users is a file. Then they are going to ask you whether the user is present, keep the user, or if the user is not present, then delete the user, delete it, right? So now how we are going to know whether the user is present or not? Same. All the users information you are going to find in the grep command, but but the symbol, the cap symbol has to be used, then only it is going to search the exactly the usernames, not in the other part of the record, not in the other part. Otherwise, the grep will search in the entire record, and wherever the record, like in whatever the position is going to have, if the record is matched, the word is matched, simply is going to pull out. If I don't use the option hyphen, uh, sorry, I'm going to say cap symbol.
Shankar, one doubt here.
Yeah,
You
yes,
said like
sorry.
cap is going to search for the first occurrence of the recorder line, right? So
Correct, correct.
if the same username is present like on couple of lines, whether that is going to be picked up by the command?
No, yeah, that is the reason. That is the reason. Here I have created one more duplicate record. So
Yeah,
now here I have taken the same word, the
yeah,
shutdown,
yeah,
in some other part, in some other location.
yeah.
Now here my command is not going to pick the record.
No, not I'm saying on the if the same line occurrence occurred for a couple of times, say like two or three
Yes,
times.
yeah, here that is present in three times. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
here, and here. Yes, okay.
Mm. No, I'm saying the same line.
Mm,
If shutdown is having a couple of like another two times at the same occurrence, like on the first occurrence on different lines.
okay. Same occurrence. Okay.
Yeah. So if we use this cap symbol shutdown password, then whether it's going to pick up three records, like like a
Yes,
shutdown
yes,
X, shutdown X, something like that.
yes, yes. So here now,
Yeah.
suppose if I'm going to modify this one shutdown,
Yeah.
correct? This is what
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So now here in two records, the shutdown word is there in the first occurrence. So now
Yeah.
the two records are going to pulled out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Then now here that's what here each and every it will what the grep command do. Each and every record it will be pulled out. Now in the
Okay.
record it will go to the first occurrence and it will
Hmm.
search. It will try to match with the word. If the word is
Okay.
matched, then pull it out. Otherwise,
Okay.
leave it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Shankar.
Right. So yeah, yeah. So the requirement is something like that, right? So now you are going to receive the file. In the file, you are going to have some users information. Then your manager is going to ask you if the user is exist in the current system, delete it. If the user not exist, then don't take any action. How we are going to know whether the user is present or not? Same command. Now we'll start reading the file. It will take the first user from the file. Then you are going to run the grep command. Here you are going to pass the first record of the file. So what are the data you are going to get from the file? That's it. So now here, based on the output, if I get the output means yes, the user is present, delete it. If I'm not going to get any output, something like that, this is not exist, then empty means the record is not exist. Don't take action. Like that, we are going to write the shell scripts to automate such kind of tasks actually. Right. So now in the regular expression part, so now here the cap symbol will look for the first occurrence. In the same way, I want to see the record which is having a word at the end of the record in the file. So in the end of the record, if the word is matching or not, the word means whatever the word I'm passing here. It means it should be end of the record. The word should be the end of the record. So now here, if you want to find that kind of scenario, grep -iw, suppose I'm going to take bash. So now here the end of the record should be bash. So now grep -iw, then I'm going to use bash. Now for the end of the record, you need to use dollars. For the starting caps and for the ending dollar. Then the file name. See, there are 3 records which are ending with the word called bash. Likewise, you can search the starting position of the records or ending position of the records by using the grep with the help of these regular expressions. Right. So now here I will be having some kind of requirement here. VIPSSWD. Now here RAOT, RBOT, RCOT, RDOT, REOT. Now I have different records. ROOT, RAOT, RBT, RCT, RDT, RET, something like that. So now I want to fetch these records. Now my requirement is I want to pull the records ROOT, RAOT, RBOT, RCOT, like that. Right. So now here, what is the common? What is the common between all the words? The common is the first position and the last 2 positions. It is quite common in all the words. Right? Or only the change is second position of each and every word. Right. So now the word is matching except one position. So in that cases, we can pass the traffic to your load balancer. Right? How we are going to pass? So now here I am going to pass with the help of regular expressions. Right? So now here let me go and see grep. Then the same word I am looking for I and W. Ignore the case sensitiveness and search for the exact word. So now what is the word here? Right? So now my word is root, RAOT, RBOT, RCOT. What is the common thing across all the words is the first position is matching and the last 2 positions are matching. Right? So now here the first position is R, then use square bracket. Now the second position can be O, ROOT, R, A, R, B, R, C, R, D. Right? So now the third position always should be O, and here the last position is T. I have given wrong here, RCOT here also. So now here my first position should be R, and second and third can be anything between this A, B, C, D. Then the third position is O and fourth position is T. Then the file name PSSWD. See here now these records are pulled out. RAOT, RBOT, RCTOT, RDOT. Right. So likewise, by using the regular expressions, we can fetch the records like this also. Now here in my file, this is a caps RAOT and this is a smaller RAOT. Right. So now here I got the smaller also, I got the caps also. How? With the help of -I. Ignore the case sensitiveness. Now without using -I, how can I fetch these records? The smaller or the caps one. Right. So now here I'm not going to use any -I. I'm going to ignore the case sensitiveness option. Then I will go here. Then here I am going to write one more scenario like comma, capital O, comma, capital A, comma, capital B, comma, capital C, comma, capital T. Right. So now here I can have the R smaller, but the second one can be a caps or can be a lower. Then go to PSSW. What is searching here? Okay, hyphen W is missed here. Grep hyphen W. Right now here, yeah, Rakesh. Sorry. So now here I can use hyphen I ignore, or there is some option called caps also you can pass. So now here what it will do, either a smaller can be searched or a caps can be searched here, the grep command. Right. So likewise, suppose in my data in my records of the file, I have here 4 and here I have 7. Now here the third position can be a number. The third position can be a number. The second position can be a lower ABCD or caps ABCD. Then what I can do, grep hyphen W. Then here the third is O. Usually now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more set. Either it can be O or it can be 0 to 9. And fourth should be always T. Right. So here you can see the fourth number record also fetched out. So likewise, we can use this regular expressions, then we can fetch the record something like this with the help of grep command. Right. So we very rarely this kind of scenarios we are going to see, not regularly. But yes, we have a number of options with the commands. We can utilize those options and we can get the accurate results, whatever we are looking for. Right. So now here in the grep, here I have explained those concepts also, the same thing. So now here the other command is sed. Sed is nothing but, okay, before going to sed, if you want to see what is called, if you want to search the record on the group of files, right? As of now, we have seen only on the single file. So when I want to search the files on the group of files, suppose I am going to create the copy PSSWD into PSSWD backup. Now here I have two files. One is PSSWD and the second one is PSSWD backup. So now here grep I am going to looking for EC2-user. If the record is present in the files called PASSWD star. So what are the files are starting with the PSWD? I want to search in all the files, nothing but this file and this file for the word called EC2-user. Enter. So now here it will show you, it will display you on the files wise here. So earlier it is going to give you only the records. Now here it is going to give you the records only. Here now it is going to give you the file name and followed by the record information. In the PSW file, we have the EC2-user record, and PSW backup file also we are having the EC2-user. Likewise, we can search the word in a single file or group of files like that with the help of grep command. Then the other command is in our Linux sed stream editor. Right. So now here we have seen the command find for to find a files or a directory, and the set and the grep command is to search a word in a file or in a bunch of files. So now here we are going to see the find and replace, finding a word and replace the word with the some other word. So now that command is nothing but the stream editor sed. So now here in my file I have a record called mail or James. Sorry, games. So now this word I want to replace with the James. Instead of games, I want to replace with the James. So now here set is the command which we can use to replace a word. Set yes to search what is search word. So now what is the search word here is the games. Then slash what you want to replace. I want to replace the games as James. Right. So now here what is the file name? PSSWD. Codes has to be given. So now here code, give the code and close it here. Backslash and close. Okay. So at the end also, let me repeat the command. At the end also into pass the slash. So now enter. Now we can observe here the games is changed to GMs. So I have given something like okay. I have given the word called J. Suppose let me remove the E. James. So now here the games is changed to James. But where? Where it is changed? Only into the first occurrence of the record. So now what the set command is going to do? It will go and search each and every record of the file. Then in the file, in the record, what are the word I am trying to find? If it is match, then it's going to search in the first occurrence only. Suppose in the record there are two occurrences for the same word. So now here I am going to replace it. So now what the system will do, what the set command is going to do, only the first occurrence will be replaced, the next occurrence will be ignored. Suppose in my file, here in the record, I want to change the shutdown to some other record. So now what will happen here? In the first record, this word is going to replace because here the word is found. Now in the second record, here is going to replace because this is the first occurrence. In the record, here the first occurrence. In this record, here the first occurrence. So wherever the first occurrence is going to found, the first occurrence will be replaced on the record by your set command. Right. So now here set command can be used to find and replace a word. Right. So now here set, then the search -s for search, then what you want to search and what you want to replace. So now this is fine. I can see my first occurrence of the record is replaced. What about the next occurrences? Right. My intention is if I want to go and find a word and replace the word means wherever the word is found, it is a single occurrence or multiple occurrence in different location, it has to be replaced, not like only the first occurrence of the record. Right. So now here, then in that case, at the end we need to use the option called G globally, so that every occurrence of the word will be replaced. Every occurrence. Enter. So now here you can see the James is replaced here, here, here. All the occurrences are going to replace by using -G. So not the -G, G globally. So now here my requirement is I don't want to touch the first occurrence. I don't want to touch it, and also I don't want to touch the third occurrence. I want to touch only the second one. Right. So now if you are going to look for the specific location, specific occurrence, then instead of G, give the occurrence. I want to change the second one only, not the first one, not the third one. Enter. Now here you can see the first occurrence is not touched, the last occurrence also not touched, but the second one is replaced. Likewise, a specific occurrence can be replaced by giving the occurrence position 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Right. So now here the find and replace can be done with the set command, and also you can find and replace a specific location with the help of the number by giving the number. And if you can find and replace all the occurrence of the record in the file by using G globally. If I don't mention any option, then by default it will find and replace only the first occurrence of the record, only the first occurrence of the record, not the other occurrences. Right. So now here with the set command, still we can do some other things also. Right. So not only finding and replacing a words in the file, it can fetch the records also. Right. So now here my requirement is I want to fetch from 10 to 20 records. I want to fetch the 10 to 20 records. Then here what I can do, set -n 10, 20 P for print, then your file name. So now with the help of the set, not only finding and replacing, you can fetch the records also. Now this is my starting position and this is my ending position of the file. Right. So now the position nothing but my records. Enter. So now here you can see these records are pulled out, nothing but from the 10 to 20 records from the file. Right. Simple. By using the set command, you can fetch the records also. We can fetch the records also. Then if you want to delete the records, not to fetch, you want to delete the records. Now if you want to delete the records, then simply what you can do, now here whatever the records I have fetched with the help of an option, then I want to delete these records from my file. I want to delete the 10 to 20 records. Right. So now here set, you don't know when you are going for the deletion of record, we don't require to give -n option, simply 10, 20 D for deletion, PASSWD. Now 10 to 20 records will be deleted from the file called PASSWD. Enter. Right. So now you are not going, so see the list become low, the records, because the 10 to 20 records, the 10 records got deleted. Right. So -n, then the starting position, ending position, and P for to print. And here you don't require to give -n, simply give the starting position and ending position and give the D, so that the particular records will be deleted from the file. Right. So likewise with the set command, we have one more like a kind of intro question. This is I want to find all the blank lines from the file. VIPASSWD. So now here I'm going to create some blank lines. This is a blank line. 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 And this is the blank line. Right. So now I'm going to save it. So now here if I open the file, there are n number of blank lines are exist. Now you don't want to maintain the blank line, simply I want to delete it. Now these are the 3 or 4 blank lines. Simply I can go to my VA editor, then there I can delete the blank lines. But if these lines are 100 to 2000 or 100 to 200, something like that. So now deleting of 100 records means it's a huge time taken process, right? So now there we are going to use like this, 10 to 20 delete. So right, this is for the delete of the records. Then here my requirement is deletion of the blank lines, right? So now the blank lines will be like something like that, 10 to like 100 to 200 blank lines, or one or two blank lines, or whatever the lines, right? It can be one line or it can be 100 blank lines. I want to delete it, right? So it's a one line, simply can do on fly. If it's a 100 lines, manually deleting means it's a huge time taken process, right? So now in our set command, if you want to delete the records, this is the option: give the starting position and give the ending position and give the d. Now here I want to delete the blank lines, right? So now there we are going to use some kind of option, right? So now here slash. So now here no searching and here no find and replace. That is the reason we are not passing any yes search word. Now here slash, then followed by here cap. Now we know what is the cap here. Cap means it will search for the starting position of the record. Starting position. Dollar means ending position of the record. Right now here I am going to look for the starting position, ending position. In between nothing means space. Right. So nothing but now this representation is nothing but you are looking for the empty records. Right. My starting position and my ending position, nothing is there in between. Means a space, a blank. Then if I found such kind of records, nothing but the blank records, go and delete it. D. PASSWD. Now see, all the blank records are gone. Right. So now here I am going to open the file PASSWD. Still I can see the blank line. Just now only I have deleted it. But still I can see, means what the set command is going to do. This set command will do the operations like the find and replace operations, the deletions, or fetching the records, everything is going to do. That's what we have seen in the outputs. But it is not going to reflect on the file. The outputs are not going to reflect on the file. The outputs are going to reflect on the console. Where the commands are running on the console, the outputs are going to reflect, not into the file. That is the reason when I run the command, the output is going to reflect on my console. Correct output. When the moment I went to the file, there it is not going to apply. It is not going to reflect. Right.
I
So
got
now
the
here we can.
I got the same question.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the games
Yeah.
and I just came to know that why it is not saved.
Yes. Yeah. I left intentionally because I want to explain it at the end actually. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So now here, yeah. So now here, why? Because means there is a like we can give a kind of traditional answer, nothing but usually if you are trying to do any modifications on the files, basically on the server side we are going to touch the configuration files most of the time. System configuration or software configurations or the tools configurations, something like that. So those are the key files. If you do some kind of mess up with the files, your application or your software or your tools are going to crash out, right? So there you should be very careful if you are trying to touch any configuration files. So that is the reason usually the data, whatever the content you are going to modify, immediately you are not going to modify on the file, simply are going to modify on the copy of the file. Then once the changes are done, then you are going to review, then you are going to compare with the old file, original file against the new file. Now the observation is nothing but the changes. Then if you are going to say, okay, these changes are good enough, yes, as per the requirement I done, then simply merge the file, the copy into your original. Review process, right? Without review, if you done some changes, it can be mess up many things. A proper review is required, right? So there you are the set command will not going to apply the changes on the same original file, simply it will going to give you on the console. So now here I want to review it. Let's see. So now here how I am going to review. So now here what I'm going to do here is whatever the output is going to generate, right, that will be displayed on the console. Now I want to capture this output into a separate file, not into the console, right? So now here the output I want to write, right? Now if you remember or not, the redirectional operators, right? As I said, if you want to write something, right, greater than, if you want to read something, less than,
Less
right?
than.
So now here what is correct. So now whatever the output is going to generate by the command, the output I want to write into a file, then simply use greater than, then the file name. My file name is psswd, suppose one something, enter. So right, so now here the output is not going to display on the console, simply the output is going to route into psswd1 file. So now open the file cat psswd1. Now here you are not going to observe any blank lines. This is what actually I am looking for. So now here this file has to go to the original file, my psswd file, not into the passwd1 file. wd1 file is for my purpose. I have created it, then I have reviewed along with my original file with my newly changed file. Then if the changes are good, then I'm going to merge it. So now what I'm going to do here is copy psswd1 to psswd. Yes. Now cat psswd, then you are not going to see any blank line. Likewise, a process, right? So nothing but do the changes on a separate file and review it with the original file. If you think that the changes are good enough, then merge it. So now here, right? So now it is a configuration file. Yes, that process is the suggestible one, because don't try to modify directly on the file. There is a chance of the service may went down. But if the file is not the configuration file, it's like a normal file, some other text file, there also required this kind of review process? No, right? Because that is a text file, a kind of sample file. There I'm going to do some modification. For that, you don't require any kind of review process, creating a backup, do the changes and merge it, right? Because it's kind of my personal purpose. There, nothing but in the set command, instead of routing the output into the console, directly apply on the file, right? So now here cat psswd. Then if I see here, the bin I want to change it as bun. The bin record I want to change it as a bun, as an example. So now here set yes, then bin change it to bun, all the occurrences of the file psw. Now what will happen? It will replace. It will find the word bin and it is going to replace with the bun in the file. But the output is going to display on the console. Now I don't want to go to the console, review the data, then merge it. I don't want to do all the stuff because it is not a priority file. It's not a important file, my sample file. So there, if you want to do the changes directly on the file, then the option we need to use -i. Okay, so the single quote is not closed here. So close the single quote, then -a. Now open the file cat psswd. There you can see the bun will be replaced with the bin is going to replace with the bun. Likewise. So likewise, you can do the changes directly on the file by using -i, or create the data in right. Create whatever the output you are going to get, route into a separate file, then review it and merge it. Right. So like this is the one of the option with the set command -i. Right. So now here two more commands we'll discuss. Then for today we are going to wind up like this. Okay. Simple commands only, these two commands. So now here there is a command called head, right? So now here just now we have discussed about fetching the records from the file, so now to fetch the records from the file, we have used the set command -n. Then whatever the range you are looking for, 10 to 20 or 20 to 30 or 12 to 18, something else, the range you are going to mention -n starting position and ending position, then followed by the P to print the records. Correct? So now let's go here and see. So now again I'm going to repeat the same command. I want to pull the 1 to 10 records. Set -n 1, 10 P in my file PSSWD. Right? I got the 1 to 10 records. Now there is an alternate command to achieve the same results. To achieve the same results in the Linux, one more command is there apart from the SCD head. Now see, the same records, the same data is going to pulled out. RA40, RA40, RAOT, RAOT, like that. Right. So now see which one is the easiest one? Head is the easiest one. Head command, right? Simply head, then followed by the file name. You don't require to give such kind of option. Right. So now here, what is the disadvantage is the head command. Now what the head is going to do? Always it is going to fetch the records from the first position, from the top. Right. So now means if you want to pull the 10 to 20 records, 1 to 20 records, not the 10 to 20 records, 1 to 20 records, -20, then PSWD. Now give the number so that it is going to fetch from the first record to the next to 20 records. Now here, if I don't mention any number here, by default, it will pull the top 10 records from the file. So now in here, if I mention some number, it is going to fetch the top that many records, 15 records from the top. From the top, the 15 records are going to pulled out. Right. In the same fashion, I have a command called tail. Now tail PSWD. Now what the tail will do? It will fetch the bottom 10 records from the position from the last record to 10 records. The tail command. Suppose my last record is EC2 user. Now I want to see only the last record. So now what I can do with the tail, I am going to use -1. Correct? So -1 is nothing but the last record. Tail means from the last position. I got the last record. Right. So now head is the command. It is always fetch the records from the top. Tail is the command. It always look for the bottom. If I mention any number, then the specific records are going to pulled out. I want to pull only the top 5 records. So then what I'm going to do, head, then the number -5, then PSSWD, top 5 records. If you want to get the 10 records, don't give any number. Apart from the 10 records, apart from the 10, default is 10. Then if you want to fetch only the 2 records or 20 records or 3 records, then you have to use the number option, then followed by the number. The same funda, the same rules are going to apply on the tile also. Now the tile, if I give the tile and follow the file name, by default, it will fetch the bottom 10 records. Now if I want to fetch only the bottom 5 records, simply give -5 to the tail command. Now here my requirement is not from the bottom or not from the top. My requirement is I want to fetch the 10 to 20 records from the file. Now with the head, you cannot, because the head is going to always fetch the top 1 to the next number what I'm looking for. The tail command always look for the bottom starting position to the number which you are going to look for. Right. So now here my requirement is 10 to 20. The 10 is not the top record and the 20 is not the bottom record. So now the head is not going to work and the tail is not going to work. So now to get the requirement, we are going to club 2 commands. Right. So now the combining the other command in the Linux, clubbing the commands. Right. So now here, when the moment if you want to fetch the 10 to 20 records, your set command is going to work. Set -n 10, 20p, then PSSWD. Now I can see the 10 to 20 records are pulled out from the file. Now the same thing I want to achieve from with the head and tail commands. So now in the Linux, it is having a feature of you can club n number of commands. You can run parallelly n number of commands. So now here I am going to use head. Now what is the requirement? You want to get 10 to 20 records. 10 to 20 records, right? So now here if I go to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right, so like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, like that. So now there are a number of records. Now my requirement is I want to fetch the 5 to 10 records. I want to get the 5 to 10 records. This is what my requirement. So now here, simply what you can do when the moment you want to get the 5 to 10 records, then simply what I can do, you can use the set command. Set -n 5, 10p, then psw. Now I'm not going to use the set command. I want to go with the head and tail. So now here your requirement is 5 to 10 records. From the 5 to 10 records. So means obviously your last record should be the 10th record, right? So now try to pull all the 10 records, right? So now here my last range will be the 10. 5 to 10 means 10 is the last one. So now what I'm going to do, head, right? Here my requirement is 10 to 20 records, means the last one is 20th record. So now head -20 psw. So now what will happen? It will fetch the records from 1 to my max range is the 20. 1 to 20 records are going to fetch, right? So once the records are fetched out, then my requirement is not the 1 to 20 records. I want to get the 10 to 20 records, not the 1 to 20 records, right? So if I give head-20, then obviously it's going to pull from the top 1 to the 20 records. This is not my requirement. My requirement is 10 to 20 records. So now I'm going to use the combination. So now when you want to club two commands, when you want to run two commands or more than two commands at a time on the Linux, so there we are going to use pipe symbol, clubbing two commands. So now here what the pipe symbol will do, whatever the command it is going to execute before the line, whatever the command is going to execute, the output will be sent to the after the line command. So now here my requirement is tile. That's it, right? So now here what will happen? Whatever the command will be executed here. So head-20 password means the 1 to 20 records are going to fetch. This data will be pulled out with the help of head-20 password. Then I want to have the 10 to 20 records means from the bottom, if I take that last 10 records are nothing but the 10 to 20 records. Just that is the funda, that is the rule here. Simple, right? So now from the top I pulled all the 20 records because the 20 is the range, the last is the 20th. With the help of the tile command, I'm going to fetch the required range from the last 20 to 10 records so that I can see the 10 to 20 records are pulled out. So now here what I'm going to do, tile. By default, if you don't mention any option, by default is the 10 records. That is the reason I did not mention the tile command. Simply enter. Now these are the 10 to 20 records. Likewise. So likewise, we can use head and tail combination to get the desired records or the set command. Now up to us, which is the feasible for us, we can go with that. It's not like always you need to go with the head, right? So for today, Rakesh, we'll stop it here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow we'll see the other commands. Maybe I don't think tomorrow is going to end up because some huge concepts are there like cron job and other stuff. So maybe okay, fine, whatever it may be, we'll try to finish it out by Sunday or next 2 days, Monday or Tuesday.
Sure,
If
sure.
not going to end by this Friday. Maybe it is not going to end also. Right?
Yeah.
Any doubts, Rajesh, here?
No, Shankar, no, Shankar. Yeah, I can go
We are
through
good.
with the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, we are good, right? Yeah. Thanks, Rajesh. Then.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
yeah. Meet you tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Bye.